All right, so you need to file your 2021 taxes, but all you have is a phone. I'm going to tell you your best options for filing your taxes on your phone. All right, so the first one we cannot ignore when you're talking about taxes is TurboTax. And I'm going to show you these on my Android phone, but these apps are very similar on Android and iPhone, so it'll apply whichever one you have. All right, so when you get into the TurboTax app, it's going to walk you through things similar to the way their website works. It's just going to ask you questions about your name and your place of employment and all those sorts of things. And then it's going to ask you to upgrade, of course. You can use TurboTax for free with a simple return, but they're going to offer you to upgrade to their Plus version, which gives you access to a little bit more support and some other things. We'll talk more about the costs later on. So let's take a look at what adding different forms would look like in TurboTax. The most basic that most of us are going to have is a W-2. TurboTax asks you upfront for your employee identification number. This is because it's going to try to import directly from your employer. TurboTax has partnerships with certain employers to directly import your W-2s. But if you don't have that, you can also use the app to snap a photo of it, upload it from your phone, like if you have a PDF from your HR department, or you can type it in yourself. I don't love the manual entry of W-2 forms in the TurboTax app because they do make you go through multiple pages. You put in the first section, hit continue, put in the second section, hit continue. It kind of takes longer than it really should. So let's look at some other forms. Another form that a lot of people have is a 1099 INT form. That's usually for bank interest. When you go to add a 1099 INT, it's going to ask you to connect directly with your bank. But if you don't want to do that, you can skip past that. And then you're going to be given other options to take a photo, upload it, or you can type it in yourself. And their manual entry on this is really easy. It's just one very short page and you can get it right in there. Overall, the navigation on the TurboTax app is okay. I wish it was a little bit easier to jump around to the different sections, but if you're going straight through step by step, it's pretty easy to use. It does take a little bit of time to load each screen. I don't know why it's slow like that. It's definitely not my phone. The app just seems to run pretty slowly from page to page. If you need to get some support, if you have some questions using the TurboTax app, they do have a free automated assistant where you can ask questions. It's not a real person. It's just a robot that can answer questions, but it is pretty useful. If you want to get live advice, you do have to upgrade to one of their other packages. So let's go back to cost for the TurboTax app. If you do have a simple return, it is free for federal and free for state, so it can be a really good deal. But as I mentioned, they are going to try to get you to upgrade to their various other services. But really, if your return is simple, none of them are necessary. If you do go to add something that's not included in the free version, such as self-employment income, it is going to ask you to upgrade to one of their higher tiers. And you can see you would have to upgrade to either deluxe or self-employed. Self-employed, once you add in the state fees, is going to be well over $100. So it does get pretty expensive if you have anything beyond a simple return. So next up, let's look at H&R Block. They have the other major app that works well for filing taxes. There actually really aren't that many options for filing taxes with an app. But if you search for H&R Block app, the first one that comes up is called My Block. My Block is actually meant for organizing your documents to use with an actual tax preparer at the H&R Block offices. That is not what's used if you want to file your taxes yourself. If you want to do them yourself, you would scroll down and look for the one called H&R Block Tax Prep. That's the one that you need to use if you want to file yourself. To show you the H&R Block app, I'm going to have to get a little bit awkward. They do not allow recording inside the app, so I'm going to shoot a video with another phone of my phone so you can see what it looks like. And I will tell you, every time I've tried to log into the H&R Block app, I've had to do it 2 or 3 times. I don't know why, it's really buggy on the login. All right, so let me show you what similar forms look like on the H&R Block. Also, getting around the H&R Block app, you can either go back to the beginning of the return or you can go where you last were. So it can be a little bit difficult to navigate. All right, so I finally got back to the income section where I wanted to show you what it looks like when you're entering W-2s. I first started working on this video back in December, and the H&R Block app actually did not have many options for adding a W-2, but they've apparently updated the app since then. And now with the H&R Block, you can do it similarly to TurboTax. They have some partners that you can do it with a direct import. They also have an upload option and a picture option, or you can enter it manually. I do like the H&R Block's manual screen better than the TurboTax because they have it all on one screen, and it's pretty simple. Okay, let's look at a 1099 INT on here just so you can see what it looks like in comparison to TurboTax. H&R Block also has an option to upload it directly from your bank, and they actually make it a little bit difficult to do it if it is a bank that is not included in their thing. So anyway, then you can either upload a file or enter it manually. And their manual entry screen is pretty easy. Overall, I don't love the navigation of the H&R Block app, but they do have some really nice features like the various take a picture and upload your form features. H&R Block also has a plus option if you have a simple return. It's similar to the TurboTax option, and it just gives you access to live support. The other thing it gives you is that it will save your taxes till the next year, which I'm really surprised they don't do for free. H&R Block will do the same thing as TurboTax. If you try to add something that is not included, like self-employment income, it'll make you upgrade to one of their other options. And they are $29.99 for the deluxe or $84.99 for the self-employed, plus the cost for the state. So again, it's over $100 if you go for the full option, so it gets pretty expensive. Those are really your two major options if you want to use an actual app from the App Store, but let me show you one other really good option. On my roundup of tax software this year, I recommend Free Tax USA for being one of the best values for the money. And it can actually be used on a phone too. They don't have a mobile app, but they do have a very nice mobile website. And the menus and navigation on the Free Tax USA mobile website are really easy to use. They're similar to the desktop website, but just condensed for a mobile phone. Let me show you what it looks like to add a W-2 on Free Tax USA. It just gives you the straight form where it's really easy to enter all of your numbers in. Now, they do not have any kind of fancy uploading or taking a picture to add your W-2. You would have to type everything. And let's take a look at a 1099 INT. And it's the same thing. It's just a list of boxes to type your numbers in. They keep it simple. If you need support when you're using Free Tax USA, they do have free support even if you're using their free filing. Now, the free support is email support, so it takes them about a day to get back to you. If you want live support, you have to upgrade to their deluxe, which is $6.99, or you can actually get professional support for $24.99. But let's talk about the cost overall of Free Tax USA. All federal forms on Free Tax USA are free to file, and that does include self-employed, real estate income. Pretty much every kind of form you could ever imagine is included for free on Free Tax USA. There is a charge of $14.99 if you need to file a state return. Now, it can be a little bit cheaper if you use my coupon code down below, and please use my link. It is still pretty inexpensive, and that covers all types of returns, where H&R Block and TurboTax only cover basic returns for free. Overall, if you want to use only your phone for filing your taxes, I think TurboTax is a great option if you have a simple return and you want to use one of the apps. I would choose TurboTax over H&R Block because they will save your information from year to year. I can't believe that H&R Block charges you to save your information until next year. If you have a more complex return and you don't want to spend over $100 to use TurboTax, I think Free Tax USA is a great option. You're going to pay $14.99 minus my coupon code for a state return, and their mobile website is really easy to navigate. I actually think it's easier to use than TurboTax, but it is lacking those nice upload features that TurboTax has. Next up, watch my video about how to save on your 2021 taxes, even though we're already in 2022.